Congressman, we've talked about this so many times. Why can't they get this done when they know so many people are hurting?
Well, simply because many of them don't have the capacity to get the yes. And what I would say is this. There is a path forward. The Problem Solvers Caucus just a couple of weeks ago released a plan of about $1.5 trillion. Actually, I think that's a pretty good plan. They had 25 Republicans, 25 Democrats. Allow a vote on that. I mean, I think Pelosi has to give a bit, and I think the Senate has to give a bit. But the bottom line is they should put something like that on the floor, pass it into law. If the Democrats win the elections, well, then they can pass another economic stimulus bill. So they can do it. They have the time, but they don't have the will. And I think the truth is many folks in Washington just don't have the ability to find compromise. Their reward is to play to the bases, and they're not rewarded for consensus and compromise. They're rewarded for tacking hard to the base. That's the reality of Washington, D.C. today.
Would you say to them at this point, give up on Congress? They are not going to come to your aid.
No, I wouldn't give up, because what will happen is I'm afraid the relief is going to be deferred. There's going to be an election in a couple of months. If the Democrats run the table, there will be more aid. I think there will be more aid regardless of who wins the election, because there must be. There are too many people out there who are struggling, in their small businesses, unemployment, whatever the case may be. They're all struggling. They're all hurting. We know the cases. So I wouldn't give up on Congress. But sadly, but Congress is just dithering while people are struggling, and they can reach an agreement. As I said earlier, the Problem Solver Caucus is where I would start right now. That could get them to the finish line in a reasonable manner before the election.